Yes. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this class. So, this is one model question, sample question prepared by Teacher Service Commission. This is just sample. Section A from pedagogy part. Three questions are given as samples, like teaching speaking is a challenging job for basic level English language teachers. You have to teach speaking skill to grade 6 students. How do you teach speaking skills creatively? Develop a lesson plan to teach speaking skill for grade 6 students. So, what are the different challenges, or what are the different difficulty areas while teaching speaking skills to the level secondary level students, especially grade 6? And this you have to mention, like so different reading skills, they have to understand pronunciation, and then sound system, then different techniques of communication skills, content knowledge as well. So these are the different areas we discussed in our previous class. Then these are the potentially challenging areas you have to mention. त्यही हो, पहिलाकै हो, हिजोको हो, हिजोको त्यही 4वटा कि 5वटा 2 हो क्या? भएन त्यसमा त्यो चाहिँ के अरे आइडी फरक पर्यो होला। आइडी म मेसेन्जरमा राखिदिन्छु ल ल म मेसेन्जरमा राखिदिन्छु। Okay. We are discussing this question. So यो चाहिँ यसो प्र्याक्टिस गर्नु होला। how do you teach speaking skills creatively भन्दा त्यही गेम्सको कुरा गर्नुहोस्। गेम्स होइन, songs, pictures, real objects or real things, and then role play, so acting. So different communicative activities you can use to teach speaking skills. You understand? Listen, this is simple. You can mention this. Then what kind of professional development activities are required to support English language teachers in a multilingual classroom? So multilingual classroom, teachers professional development activity. Describe any three of them. यो multilingual भनेर अलिकति यहाँ सुनाइदियो होइन, बहुभाषिक कक्षामा भनेर what are the activities? And it is said that ICT helps teachers to introduce new pedagogical tools in English language classroom. It allows teachers to produce and modify resources quickly, easily. As an English language teacher, do you see any shortcomings in using ICT tools in the Nepalese context? So here ICT tools को बारेमा कुरा गर्नुस्। Then pedagogical tools. ICT is pedagogical tool because pedagogy, ICT drives pedagogy, होइन ICT ले pedagogy drive गर्छ. So pedagogical tool को रूपमा चाहिँ प्रयोग गर्न सकिन्छ अहिले चाहिँ. Then to introduce innovation also, होइन, to create variety in the presentation text, tasks, activities, exercises in LT classroom. So makes flexible, open, होइन, learning. त्यो कुरा गर्दै गएर shortcomings भनेको disadvantages of using ICT त्यो कुराहरु गर्नु होला, हैन. यो मोडल क्वेशन प्र्याक्टिस गर्नु होला, पढ्न नै सक्छ यसबाट, हैन. So this is, and secondary level बाट पनि के सपोर्ट लिन सकिन्छ, like secondary level को क्वेशन बाट पनि हाम्रो कन्टेन्ट सँग मिल्ने, like question number 2. Question number 2 can be useful, like 2 and 3. 2 र 3 भन्दा content knowledge को describe the various steps of action research in the context of language teaching and steps of action research कुरा गर्नु पर्यो यसमा. There are different steps we discuss as I'm छलफल गर्छौं, and describe one of the issues that can be researched applying this sort of research design in the context of English language teaching in Nepal. Issue चाहिँ pick up गरौँ एउटा दुईटा action research को. Then how do we apply, or how do you apply action research is what research design. Okay, research design भनेको action research is one research design, case study another research design, experimental research, survey research. There are different types of research designs we can use in the classroom in course of teaching and learning process. So here just what is action research, steps of carrying out action research, issue of action research, and how we apply or how we use action research design in Nepal to solve different pedagogical problems, issues. And this 3 number question very important, like self-development of teachers is necessary for effective classroom teaching. Self-development, I know. Self-development भनेको अब so आफैले गर्नु पर्यो के. So personal initiation, personal effort, and personally we engage in the process of searching, collecting, reading, updating, upgrading our professional knowledge and behavior. This is your self-development, not imposed by, not supported, not guided by others, experts, trainers. As a teacher, what plan and strategy do you adapt for your professional development? You have continuous professional development. And 2, action research. You saw that action research. Then these things we discussed today. Thank you. Bandana has written professional development activities here means what? So professional development, simple. Do के गर्दा प्रोफेशनल नलेज एन्ड बिहेभियर अपडेट हुन्छ, त्यही हो प्रोफेशनल डेभलपमेन्ट एक्टिभिटी भनेको. के गर्दा टिचरले के गर्दाखेरि उसको नलेज, स्किल, एक्सपिरियन्स, बिहेभियर, एटिट्युड, प्रोफेशनल इथिक्स हैन के हुन्छ, राम्रो हुन्छ, सुधारिँदै जान्छ, सिक्दै जान्छ, अपडेट हुँदै जान्छ, अपग्रेड हुँदै जान्छ. लाइक Tikaram has written workshop. Yes, workshop. When teacher engages in workshop activity, then there will be discussion, there will be sharing, then there will be construction of something and production nikalenja. Then the workshop can be, seminar can be, training can be, attending in conference can be, and mentoring, coaching, monitoring, supervision, and these are different ways of teacher development. So these things we just thank you. Now let me go in today's topic. As a good topic, yes. The question TSC को model sample question sir हेर्नु होला. अब त्यही स्टाइलले क्वेशन सोध्ने हो हैन. Now we yesterday we discussed design, construction, and use of material, as well as we discussed about games to stimulate or to motivate students in ELT classroom. So, and then different techniques of motivation in English language classroom, like this teacher should be lively and interestingly, presentation should be brief, होइन छोटो छोटो प्रेजेन्टेसन हुनुपर्छ एक्जाम्पल सुड बी कन्क्रिट स्पेसिफिक रिलेटेड टु लाइफ रियल लाइफ सिचुएसन बाहिरी होइन सोसाइटीमा युज हुने टाइपको चाहिँ एक्जाम्पल दियो भने द्याट विल बी वाट इन्ट्रेस्टिङ टु द स्टुडेन्ट्स बिकज they will be familiar and they will pay their attention. So students should always be active and not and also proactive. Reactive matra proactive हुनुपर्छ. Activities must be useful and relevant. उपयोगी सान्दर्भिक हुनु पर्यो. A variety of text tasks activity exercise should be used. It creates variation in the classroom, interest in the classroom. Then ultimately there will be the motivation on the part of students. Games, songs, rhymes, pictures, audio, video should be used in the classroom because these different materials create variety in the classroom. We discussed yesterday. These, design, construct. These are the different materials. Then we can, design the, plan, shapes, and size, and accordingly we can construct using different, materials like, scissors, ruler, cardboard paper, newsprint, A4 size paper. These, different, materials we can use, and we can cut, we can produce in different shapes and size and use in the classroom to teach different skills and aspect of language. And today we discuss action research. Now, just before starting the real discussion on action research, may I request you to write few points in the chat box. What do you mean by action research? So proactive, but active, but aren't you listening to me? Yes, okay, it is audible. Please check your internet. I think there is problem now. You direct chat में राखिदिनु है यो डिटेल्स को कसले ह्यान्डल गरिरहनु भएको छ यो डाइरेक्ट च्याटमा राखिदिनुस् त ल मैले यहाँ गर्ने ओके नाउ डाइरेक्ट ओके so just write few points about action research के हो action research भनेको yeah conducted by teacher you have written that's good research which is conducted by teacher so we are talking unit 4 teacher professional development to deal with any kind of specific problems or the scientific research based on teaching learning to find of gist okay solving problems in workplace go on पढ्नु पर्यो ल भन्नुस् improve classroom and to prove not to prove yes systematic progress action research carried out by a researcher to solve immediate problems researcher means a teacher action research is research carried out by teacher to solve immediate problem thank you now may I request you to stop your writing now I'll say something yeah carried out inside the class that's good yeah, got idea now see here before starting what exactly action research is let's have few ideas about what is research what is classroom what is teaching what is learning like this because action research is directly related to teaching and learning as well as what professional development of teacher so research simply we understand this is what knowledge building activity simply we understand research is knowledge building activity ज्ञान को निर्माण गर्ने क्रियाकलाप हो यस अनुसन्धानबाट नयाँ नयाँ कुरा पत्ता लगाउने हो यहाँ it is the process of finding out new information new knowledge a new idea through the research activities okay so research simply understand it as knowledge building activity ज्ञान को निर्माण हुन्छ information creating activity सूचना को निर्माण हुन्छ सिर्जना हुन्छ through research हैन one thing and another thing अर्को के बुझौं भने classroom so classroom is what research area research site research अनुसन्धानको क्षेत्र हो त्यो classroom many issues many problems challenges appear in daily basis regular basis every time every moment new and new issues problems come in course of teaching नयाँ नयाँ issue प्रब्लमहरु समस्याहरु चुनौतीहरु आउनु भनेकै दे आर द टपिक फर द रिसर्च को टपिक हो त्यो भनेकै त्यही भएर if problems issues challenges appear every day in the classroom then they are the topics for the research को लागि टपिक तिनीहरु नै हो हामी चाहिँ रिसर्च को टपिक खोज्न बजारतिर दौडिने होइन okay so topics are what the issues topics are the problems topics are the challenges which a teacher faces in the classroom so what we have to understand classroom is what a research area classroom is a research site where many problems many issues many challenges teacher faces and teaching is always tentative and incomplete सधैं अनुमान हुन्छ के यो हो कि त्यो हो कि भनेर पढाउने ठ्याक्कै यही हो कसैले भन्न सक्दैन so confidently we cannot say that teaching is this is the final this is the absolute this is the true this is the final way of teaching यही हो पढाउने तरिका यही हो विद्यार्थीले सिक्ने कुरा भनेर we cannot confidently claim गर्न सकिदैन because the way of teaching तपाईले पढाउने मैले पढाउने अर्कोले पढाउने will be different so teaching is what individual effort also individual job also individual exercise also the way you teach and the way I teach may be different for because of this what we have to understand is teaching is always tentative incomplete research classroom is always raising issues problems then simply we understand this what classroom is a research area teaching is always incomplete then always we need to do research teacher is researcher teacher is researcher teacher is researcher students are informants सूचना दिने चाहिँ विद्यार्थी भयो हैन यसरी हेरौं now go to the action research अब त्यसो action research के हो त भन्नेतिर जाउँ त so here the same question I think I have written here what steps do you follow while using action research in your lower secondary English language class mention some of the problems or issues of action research also describe one issue with example how do you carry out in an action ma कसरी carry out गर्नुहुन्छ now this is also question you can practice now यो चाहिँ important छ action research पनि action research for both secondary and lower secondary this is important area you have to understand from any corner जुन कर्नरबाट क्वेशन सोधे पनि यसको आन्सर दिन्छु भनेर जानु पर्छ okay so simply some definition I have mentioned here like action research is buzzword by word यो सबैको मुखमा भड्कने गुन्जने कानमा गुन्जने मुखमा झुन्ड्ने शब्द action research भनेको हैन this is what by word सबैको मुखमा action research हुन्छ so सबैको कानमा ठोकिन्छ यो action research so action research is byword and buzzword it is one of the fashionable terms referring to teacher conducted classroom research इसले भन्ने कि action research is what teacher conducted classroom research the goal is to improve but not to prove हामीले केलाई प्रमाणित गर्ने हैन कि सुधार्ने हो यसको गोल भनेको so to improve but not to prove so what we have to understand this is what teacher conducted classroom research teacher initiated classroom research the goal is to improve the classroom teaching and learning process not to prove something else this you understand okay you बुझौ action research is basically an inquiry एउटा inquiry हो खोज हो अनुसन्धान हो शोध हो हैन खोज शोध initiated by the teacher for example when you enter inside the classroom and you informed to the students that you are going to teach one reading text and students are making noise हैन हल्ला गरिरहेछ ध्यान दिइरहेछ हैन then you reflect yourself you put mirror in front of you अब ऐना तपाईको अगाडि राख्नुहुन्छ you reflect प्रतिबिम्बन गर्नुहुन्छ why do my students make noise why are they continuing making noise you reflect हैन अनि तपाईले त्यो त्यो noise त तपाईको लागि problem हो then you have to solve that problem then you try to use another activity might be बच्चाको विद्यार्थीको त्यो seat arrangement गरिदिनु पर्ने हो कि हैन then those who make noise should be seated in the front of the class okay so different techniques you use यही भनेको research okay so any kind of problem immediately teacher faces in the classroom and he or she tries to address tries to address means tries to use some new techniques. Then what to solve the situation? This is what action research. So action research is teacher conducted classroom research. It is what basically an inquiry made by teacher or initiated by the teacher. So it is also known as, it is what teacher initiated classroom research, teacher conducted classroom research. Therefore every teacher is what? Every teacher is action researcher. Every teacher, science teacher, mathematics teacher, English teacher, Nepali teacher, every teacher is action researcher, because every teacher faces problem in the classroom. Every teacher faces problem in the classroom and tries to solve the problem by using or by intervening, by injecting different activities. So in this way we have to understand प्रत्येक टिचर चाहिँ के हो भने एक्सन रिसर्चर हो के, किनभने प्रत्येकले समस्या फेस गरे हुन्छ, समस्यालाई समाधान गर्नको लागि नयाँ तरिकाहरू केही युज गरेको हुन्छ. देन दिस इज व्हाट एक्सन इज. ओ यसो यसो गर्दा चाहिँ यो प्रब्लम सल्भ हुने रहेछ नि त भन्ने दिस काइन्ड अफ रियलाइजेसन, दिस काइन्ड अफ improvement every teacher expects in the classroom when there is problem. Okay. Action research takes place in the real classroom setting. Real classroom setting में हुन्छ, यो बाहिर गर्ने होइन. So at the time of teaching and learning, it will be carried out in natural setting. Natural setting means where students live, where students sit and learn language. There we conduct what? Action research. So natural setting, classroom setting, natural setting, using the techniques of research. Okay, using the techniques of research, there might be information collection tools use गर्न सकिएला, analysis हुन्छ, and then findings will be there. These are different techniques of research. So simply we understand action research is classroom teacher conducted classroom research. This is basically an inquiry made by the teacher, initiated by the teacher. Every teacher faces many problems, issues in the classroom in course of teaching. So he or she tries to solve that problem and wants to facilitate or wants to lubricate the teaching and learning process. It is in this sense that every teacher is action researcher. Action research will be carried out in the real classroom setting or natural setting where students live, read, where students sit, read and learn using the techniques of research. So in this way we can say action research is also known as contextual. Contextual means it differs from one situation to another situation. Small skills, small issues, problems also we try to solve. Then localized means your problem, my problem might be different. The way you carry out, the way I carry out may be different. So this is what localized type of localization. So action research is contextual, becomes context specific, place specific, location specific फरक हुन्छ. स्मल स्केल सानो सानो समस्यालाई समाधान गर्नको लागि एक्सन रिसर्च गरिन्छ. सो स्मल स्केल इन्टरभेन्सन हो, यो इन्भेस्टिगेसन हो हैन. स्मल scale investigation, small scale intervention to solve the immediate classroom problems. So it is localized, it differs from one location to another location. It identifies and investigates problems within a specific situation. So this is what action research. And it is because of this, action research is very important. Important. They were you कसरी conduct गर्ने, इश्यू के हो एक्सन रिसर्चको, रिपोर्ट कसरी बनाउने, यति 3-4 कुराहरू जान्नुभयो भने यो युनिटबाट हामी एक्सन रिसर्च पार लगाइन्छ. So it is carried out by an individual teacher or in collaboration with others. यो collaborative पनि हुन सक्छ and what individual पनि हुन सक्छ. Therefore it is participatory as it creates environment for collaborative investigation by teams of colleagues, practitioners, researchers. So in this way we understand primary goal. We understand this is to improve the teaching and learning in real classroom. It is conducted during the process of regular teaching. Regular teaching बारेमा when we are teaching, at the same time we carry out action research. So most of the teachers, what they feel is action research is what extra load. Action research गर्नु भनेकै extra load हो, टाइम कन्ज्युमिङ हैन समय धेरै लाग्ने देन प्रिपरेसन को टाइम लाग्ने वेल प्रिपेयर्ड हैन देन वेल प्रिपेयर्ड मोर एक्टिभ टाइम कन्ज्युमिङ एक्स्ट्रा लोड भन्ने दिस काइन्ड अफ understanding majority of the teachers they have. In reality, what is the fact is teacher teaches to the students every day. In course of teaching, action research happens. पढाउँदै हुने हो action research भनेको. So पढाइसकेपछि बाहिर निस्केपछि अथवा छुट्टै action research गर्ने भन्ने होइन. So because when a teacher starts to teach students, in course of teaching, there might be many problems. Might be, students are not doing homework, students are making noise, or students are, raising or asking on anticipated questions, and they are not, speaking, they are not taking part in the classroom activity. So these are the problems. You problem I also, yeah. Then these are the issues of action research. For example, in a speaking class, students are not active to take part in speaking. Class is speaking. Oh, you are showing pictures. You are using different games. You are using audio video materials. You are using interview technique. Like this. Just to say use garदाखेरि and students are not active in speaking. They do not want to speak. Then this is problem for you or for a teacher. Then to encourage, to motivate students in speaking class, in speaking activity, what are the different strategies, what are the different techniques, what are the different ways we motivate, we help, or we encourage them to speak. त्यता त्यो खोजिहालिन्छ हैन त्यो भनेको एक्सन रिसर्च हो के हैन. So the primary goal is what, to improve the classroom teaching and learning process. It happens during the process of teaching and learning. And finally, तीन चारवटा चाहिँ कुराहरु सम्झिदिनु पर्ला. So एउटा कुरा टीचर एक्सन रिसर्च भनेको टीचर इनिशिएटेड क्लासरूम रिसर्च one thing. एउटा यो कुरा सम्झनु पर्ला. Teacher conducted or teacher initiated classroom research, one point. Second point, it is conducted in small scale. It is small scale investigation. हैन यो एउटा सानो सानो इस्युमा पनि carry out गर्ने भएको कारणले गर्दाखेरि we can call it what, small scale investigation. INVESTIGATION investigation. Small scale investigation. Sano issue ma we go on searching, we go on what, researching, we go on asking question, we go on what, using new activity technique to solve that. So small scale investigation, second point you have to remember when you are talking about action research. Then another point is what, this is what self-reflective inquiry. This is what self-reflective INQUIRY. आफैले आफैलाई सोध्ने हो क्या, आफैले आफैलाई सोध्ने हो मेरो बच्चा किन बोलिरहेको छैन स्पिकिङ क्लासमा, मेरो बच्चाले रिडिङ क्लासमा किन पढिरहेको छैन, मेरो बच्चाले राइटिङ क्लासमा किन लेख्न कलम चलाउन खोजिरहेको छैन, मेरो बच्चाले हैन लिसनिङमा किन चाहिँ सुनेर लेख्न खोजिरहेको छैन. So this kind of question we ask ourselves, we put mirror in front of us, we reflect, प्रतिबिम्बन गर्छौं, यसो झलक अगाडि ऐना राख्छौं र आफैले आफैले सोध्ने हो एक्सन रिसर्च भने. एक्सन रिसर्च इज सेल्फ रिफ्लेक्टिभ इन्क्वायरी. आफैतिर फर्केर आफैलाई सोध्ने हो, why my students are not speaking, why are not they doing homework, why are not they being good in the classroom, why they are making noise, why they are making such rude or not doing homework, not taking part in speaking, in writing, in reading activities. So you ask question yourself, then you try to use some new way of addressing that problem. You see if the problem is solved, it is okay. If problem is not solved, again you think another strategy, another technique. अर्को रणनीति फेरि सोच्नुहुन्छ. So this is what self reflective inquiry. आफैतिर फर्केर आफैलाई सोध्नु चाहिँ के हो, that is action research, कार्यमूलक अनुसन्धान. So कार्यमूलक अनुसन्धान भनेको काम गर्दा गर्दै गर्ने अनुसन्धान. काम गर्दा गर्दै you are teaching, at the same time problem came, immediate classroom problem, then we try to solve it and what help learners to learn. So this is localized inquiry also. In it is location is specific. This is location is specific, situation is specific, context is specific. Then we can say localized inquiry. And research about immediate classroom problem. Top context चाहिँ के हो भने immediate classroom problem. तात्कालीन उतिखेर देखिएको क्लासरुमको समस्यालाई समाधान गर्नको लागि we use what action research. So these things, if you understand and you can write in your own words, आफ्नै शब्दमा पनि लेख्न सकिन्छ हैन. Teacher conducted or teacher initiated research, small scale investigation, सानो सानो इस्युमा इन्भेस्टिगेसन गरिन्छ. Self reflective inquiry, we put mirror in front of us and ask question, why my students are not active, doing well, or engaging or participating in the classroom activities, reading, writing, listening, speaking. And we ask ourselves. Localized inquiry, situation is specific, place is specific. And the topic is what? Immediate classroom problem or issue. Immediate classroom problem, issue, or concern. What is concern or question? This is the immediate problem, immediate issue, immediate concern, immediate question, which we face in the classroom. And to address, to solve these, we inject, we do, we intervene, we act, and try to solve. This is what action research is. Action research. Okay. Now let's go ahead. What are the objectives of carrying out action research? Objective key hota. Why do we carry out action research? There are some few points I have mentioned, like action research. Simply we carry out to know, desire to know more. यो भन्दा बढी जान्न पर्यो, अझै अलि बढी जान्न पर्यो, अझै धेरै जान्न पर्यो भन्ने जुन इच्छा छ नि, डिजायर छ नि, त्यसले गर्दा एक्सन रिसर्च भइहाल्छ. Simply the objectives of के गरौँ भने simply the objective of action research in language classroom is desire to know more, desire to know more. अझै बढी जान्न पर्यो, अझै धेरै सिपालु हुनु पर्यो हैन. So this kind of desire triggers to carry out action research, causes to carry out action research. So you write the full stuff there. So simply the objective of carrying out action is the objective of CRY carrying out carrying out action research is what? Action research in classroom is desire to know more. किन मेरो बच्चाले बोलेन, किन मेरो बच्चाले होमवर्क गर्दैन, किन मेरो बच्चाले रिडिङ को एक्टिभिटीहरु पढ्न मन गर्दैन. So this is what, this kind of desire to know, this kind of concerns, this kind of questions, then what? You carry out action research. So simply the objective of carrying out action research in language classroom is what? Desire to know more and better. Some of the major reasons behind carrying out action research in regular language pedagogy or teaching, language teaching and learning, teaching and learning are given below, like this. Focus on pedagogic and learning issue. Focus on pedagogic and learning issues or problem. Form of professional development. Professional development, yesterday we defined, this is the process of gaining new knowledge, new experience, new skill, gaining, receiving new knowledge, new experience, new skill, developing our behavior. This is what professional development yesterday we discussed. When teacher conducts action research, he or she receives or he or she gains or develops new understanding, new knowledge will be built. Then what? This is professional development tool. Action research is one tool, one strategy, one way of टिचर प्रोफेसनल डेभलपमेन्ट त्यही भएर यहाँ यो भनेको फोकस अन पेडागोजिक एन्ड लर्निङ इस्यु दिस इज वान अब्जेक्टिभ फर्म अफ प्रोफेसनल डेभलपमेन्ट एउटा फर्म भनेको टुल भनौँ न यसलाई यसलाई चाहिँ अब्जेक्टिभ नहुँदा इन्हान्स भनौँ स्ट्रेन्थेन STRENGTHEN 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 teacher professional development. To strengthen objectives to focus on pedagogic problem issues, to strengthen teacher professional development, introduce objective form to introduce change and innovation in teaching and learning, reflect on own practice, introduce innovation to bring changes in ELT practice, to improve to bring changes in ELT practice, improve teaching and learning process. Our objectives are to focus on pedagogic problem, to strengthen teacher professional development, to introduce change and innovation in ELT, then to reflect on one practice आफ्नै अभ्यासमा प्रतिबिम्बन गर्ने फर्केर हेर्ने ऐनामा हेर्ने, to bring change in ELT practice भनेपछि माथिकोले कभर गर्छ यसलाई, improve teaching and learning process or situation ल यति कुराहरु चाहिँ लेखौं है हामीले इम्प्रुभमेन्ट हुन्छ introducing some change and innovation in the practice, so strengthen the teacher professional development, and we focus on the pedagogic issue and the problem or learning issue. Pedagogic and learning issue wala, pedagogic issue wala, teaching issue, learning issue, teaching problem and learning problem. To solve this, we conduct what action research. This is just simply objectives. Now, what are the steps? अब यो steps चाहिँ क्वेशनमा सोधेको छ, कहिले steps भन्ला, कहिले procedure भन्ला हैन, कहिले process भन्ला. What are the different steps? What are the different procedures? What are the different processes of carrying out action research भन्ला हैन. So simply what you have to understand is action research is essentially spiral के यसरी फनपन्दै घुम्ने हो, फनपन्दै हुन्छ. First issue will be identified. There will be the identification of issue. Issue पहिचान हुन्छ, त्यसपछि प्लानिङ हुन्छ, त्यसपछि प्लानिङ भएपछि एक्टिङ हुन्छ, त्यसलाई कार्यान्वयनमा लानु पर्यो, इन्टरभेन्सन. Then we observe, we see the students behavior, then we reflect, हामीले आफैलाई सोच्छौं ठीक भयो कि भएन, सुधार भयो कि भएन. If we are satisfied, we stop there. If it is not still satisfactory, then again we go in the next planning, replanning, then replanning, then again acting, again observing, again reflecting, again if not satisfactory, again we replan, we go like this. So this is called spiral process. यो spiral process linear भन्दा पनि spiral process भन्छ. Linear भनेको सरर गसी ब्याक आउँदैन, रेखीय तरिका के यो सरर जान्छ, अगाडि जान्छ. फर एक्जाम्पल प्लानिङ भयो, एक्टिङ भयो, अब्जर्भेसन भयो, रिफ्लेक्सन भयो भनेपछि फेरि प्लानिङ तिर नआउने, अगाडि बढ्ने, conclusion and finish like this. So but action research what essentially fundamentally this is spiral process, recursive process. Recursive भनेको पनि त्यही हो, घुमिरहने. It continuously goes on exploring and exploiting something new. हैन. It is important to know that there is full consensus. पूरा चाहिँ के छ, सहमति छ के. Full consensus केमा छ भने, पूर्ण सहमति केमा छ भने, full consensus about action research is about improving the immediate pedagogic and learning scenario. यसमा चाहिँ सबैको सहमति हो. It is important to know that there is full agreement, full consensus, हैन, full consent छ, सहमति छ, consent, consensus, agreement, हैन about what action research improves classroom situation teaching and learning process भन्नेमा चाहिँ सबैको सहमति छ but there is a high dispute among the scholars and practitioners about what about the steps कुन कुन स्टेपमा लाने भन्दाखेरि राइटर पिक्चर फरक फरक हुन्छ हैन यसमा चाहिँ डिस्प्युट छ एग्रीमेन्ट केमा एक्सन रिसर्च इज टु इम्प्रुभ द इमिडिएट पेडागोजिक एन्ड लर्निङ प्रब्लम सिनारियो हैन यसमा चाहिँ एग्रीमेन्ट हो फेरि कसैको विमति छैन यसमा चाहिँ देयर इज फुल कन्सेन्सस और एग्रीमेन्ट एजीआरए एग्रीमेन्ट agreement on केमा agreement छ full agreement on action research is or action research is about improving the immediate classroom problem immediate classroom problems हैन immediate classroom problems यसमा चाहिँ सहमति हो everybody accepts everybody agrees on this point but there is high disagreement छ among the practitioners scholars एउटा मात्र राख्दिनु among the practitioners on केमा त on the steps or processes of carrying out action research. So this we have to understand. अब हाम्रो conclusion के हुनु पर्यो त what are the steps भन्दा के भन्नु पर्यो so steps or procedures or processes to carry out or to conduct action research is should be what very simple and flexible and teacher friendly version एकदमै flexible हुनु पर्यो teacher friendly हुनु पर्यो टिचरले गर्न सक्ने हुनु पर्यो के so we don't impose professional model professional steps or framework or structure to carry out action research in schools स्कुलमा टिचरहरुसँग पर्याप्त समय पनि हुँदैन they have very limited time and they carry out action research every day within 45 minutes many researches they do for them so we don't impose professional model or university model university ma carry out गर्ने model चाहिँ स्कुलमा implement हुँदैन क्या so very simple flexible teacher friendly model should be or steps should be adopted to carry out action research there is no hard and fast model यही गर्नुपर्छ भन्ने हुँदैन because there are different steps given by different practitioners and scholars yeah practitioners भन्दा पनि scholars भन्नु के है अभ्यास गर्नेले भन्दा पनि SCHOLARS scholars विद्वानहरुले फरक स्टेप दिएको छ now we conclude हामीले केमा कन्क्लुड गर्नु पर्यो भने टीचर फ्रेन्डली भर्जन we accept then यो लेख्न पर्दैन एक्जाममा यो तपाईको यहाँबाट ल्याएको भने मैले in this way teacher friendly version action research teacher friendly action research भनौं न teacher friendly action research consists of the following steps हो यसमा चाहिँ ख्याल गर्नु पर्यो प्लानिङ सिम्पली 4 स्टेप्स के 4 स्टेप्समा जाने हो अहिले म तपाईलाई एउटा दुईटा देखाउँछु प्लानिङमा जाने प्लान गर्छ उले एक्ट गर्छ हैन देन अब्जर्भ मा जान्छ जस्ट OBSER भी अब्जर्भ गर्छ हैन and then what रिफ्लेक्ट गर्छ ऐना हेर्छ मिररिङ ठीक भयो कि भएन सुधार भयो कि भएन जस्ट दिस 4 स्टेप्स PAOR power भनौं power PAOR these are the steps of what steps we carry out while carrying out action is PAOR भने सम्झनु PAO okay and then plan we do the when we identify the problem we plan according plan we act or we implement the plan योजनालाई कार्यान्वयनमा लान्छौं we observe we see the behavior of the students then what we reflect प्रतिबिम्ब ऐना हेर्छौँ ठिकै छ जस्तो भयो भने we go अथवा अझै भएन भन्ने भने we replan and we again what act observe and reflect because this is a spiral process. Yes, recursive model you have written here. Recursive means spiral भनेर बुझ्यौ spiral. For example उदाहरणको लागि issue अहिले म तपाईहरुलाई देखाउँछु issue like grade 6 students are not taking part in speaking class. ल यो समस्या तपाईको यो चाहिँ तपाईको प्रब्लम हो ओके इश्यू यो grade 6 major यहाँ सबै नभनौं most of the grade 6 students are not taking part do not want to speak. Most of the grade 6 students do not want to speak in speaking class. अथवा students many majority of the students repeat same writing errors. This is also what another problem. जति चेक गर्दै पनि उसले चाहिँ रिपिट भइरा हुन्छ के उनीहरुको एरर. अब यो समस्या तपाईलाई आयो कपी चेक गर्नुहुन्छ बच्चाले उही सब्जेक्ट अफ एग्रीमेन्ट बिगारेकै भन्छ he eat भन्छ they eats भनिन्छ. This kind of problem you face. Now how do you help them correct errors? Now you have to what plan what you have to plan to solve it. You plan, you act, you observe, you reflect. If students improved, fine. Otherwise you again go in next cycle अर्को साइकलमा जानुहुन्छ. त्यसपछि के हुन्छ सल्भ भएन भने तपाई फेरि के गर्नुहुन्छ you replan हुन्छ PLAN replan हुन्छ फेरि तपाई रिप्लान गरेपछि एक्टिङमा जानुहुन्छ फेरि तपाईको अब्जर्भमा जानुहुन्छ फेरि तपाई के हुन्छ रिफ्लेक्टमा जानुहुन्छ. सो दिस इज कल्ड स्पाइरल. त्यही भएर यसलाई स्पाइरल भनेको के सल्भ समाधान भएन भने त फेरि गर्न पर्यो नि त. सो वी रिप्लान. This is called spiral process or recursive process. So these are the problems. Most of the grade 6 students do not want to speak in speaking class. You ask question yourself. आफैले यो प्रश्न सोध्नुभयो. Now you want to improve the situation. अब सिचुएसनलाई सुधार गर्न पर्यो. What activities, what strategies you intervene, you use, you act, you apply to bring the change in the problem. This is what action research. Action research भनेको के हो भने improving the immediate classroom problem. This is done by teacher. This is the inquiry initiated by the teacher. Action research is teacher conducted classroom research. Every teacher is action researcher. Action research happens in the classroom. Action research is carried out in the natural setting where students are there. जहाँ विद्यार्थी छ जहाँ पढाइ हुन्छ त्यहाँ हुन्छ action research. So every teacher is action researcher. Every teacher confronts, faces problems in course of teaching, listening, speaking, reading, writing. पढाउँदा बच्चा problem हुन्छ. These problems are the topics for action research. They topic okay action research. Action research like topic the problem. Okay. Now some of the shortcomings or disadvantage भनौं न problems भनौं अथवा केही च्यालेन्ज भनौं भने एक्सन रिसर्च राम्रो हुँदा पनि किन गर्दैन टिचरले हैन. देयर माइट बी सम रिजन्स हैन. रिजन्स बिहाइन्ड यसो भनौं रिजन्स बिहाइन्ड not carrying out action research. REA reasons. Kina carry out garदैन भन्दा so they might have poor conceptual clarity. What is action research? What are the steps? How to analyze, how to observe, how to reflect. These are technical part. So your technical part ma तिनीहरुलाई टिचरहरुसँग clear conceptual clarity नहुन सक्छ because of this they do not carry out action research. One thing. Another thing, they feel, doing or carrying out action research is workload. यो चाहिँ extra tax भयो, workload भयो, हैन, 6 periods, 7 periods we have to teach. Then how can we, conduct action research? How can we reflect? How can we, think about new activities? So this is what, load, extra additional load. So we cannot do this kind of feelings might have among teachers, extra tax भन्ने पनि बुझाइ हुन्छ. Like preparing report of action research of course takes time, time लिन्छ, किन कोरेको स्क्रिन स्क्रिन कोर्नेलाई आउट गर्नु पर्यो. Okay. And tensions between teaching and researching, like inability to embed, to intervene, to inject action research project within language teaching domain. Teaching र researching को बीचमा फरक हैन. So के हुन्छ भने यसलाई छुटे राखौं. Okay, so teaching and researching or teaching and research, these two different domains are very closely related. Research, finds out something new, gives new idea, new techniques, new areas of focus areas. Then teaching gets support from the research. When they have such a relationship, one-to-one relationship, overall teaching and learning, this profession will be what developed or enhanced, strengthened. यसलाई सुदृढीकरण गर्न सकिन्छ, सबलीकृत गर्न सकिन्छ, सुधार गर्न सकिन्छ, रिसर्चको फाइन्डिङबाट. बट व्हाट इज द रियलिटी इज इनएबिलिटी टु इम्बेड एक्सन रिसर्च प्रोजेक्ट विदिन द ल्याङ्ग्वेज टिचिङ डोमेन. यो एक्सन रिसर्च प्रोजेक्ट हो, यो एक्सन रिसर्च टास्क हो, रिसर्च हो, यसलाई चाहिँ क्लासरुममा लानै सकिएन क्या. इनएबिलिटी टु इम्बेड मिन्स वाट, टु युज भनौँ सिम्पली, inability असक्षम अथवा सक्षम भइएन भनौँ न, inability to use action research project in language teaching भनौँ, in language teaching domain, हैन. सो अथवा यहाँ ग्याप भने पनि भयो, ग्याप बिट्विन अथवा ग्रेट डिस्कनेक्ट भनौँ, जे भने पनि भयो, हैन. ग्याप अथवा ग्रेट डिस्कनेक्ट हुनुपर्ने, कनेक्सन हुनुपर्ने, तर भयो कि डिस्कनेक्ट भयो कि यिनीहरू दुईटाको बीचमा टिचिङ र रिसर्चको चाहिँ सम्बन्ध कमजोर भयो, विक रिलेसनशिप. टिचिङ gets input from the research, and research gets topic or issues of researching. रिसर्चको लागि टपिक एरिया पाउँछ टिचिङबाट, टिचिङले रिसर्चबाट इनपुटहरु पाउँछ, हैन. So this kind of close relation they have, but we don't see this kind of connection in real classroom teaching. There is disconnect between what these two areas, two domains. We are not using action research in the teaching field. Weak incentive system also. Those who are good doers, जसले राम्रो गर्छ नि, for them there is no any kind of motivation, encouragement, any kind of praise, support, motivation, incentive systems. Then what? गर्नेलाई पनि ठिकै छ, नगर्नेलाई ठिकै छ भनेपछि then that's okay. नगरौँ न त भने this kind of feelings they will have. So incentive system is very weak in our school education system, because of which there is what negative effect in action research. And weak professional support. Teachers who are teaching in the classroom in schools, they should get regular support, expert support, trainer support, support from the outside, to be familiar with the action research topics, to carry out action research, to analyze the data, to prepare the report, to share the findings among the practitioners with the staff. So this kind of environment or atmosphere we need to do, but this kind of support teachers are not receiving. Support छैन टिचरहरूलाई हैन, जे उले जानेको छ त्यही गरिरहेको छ. So professional support or expert support, on site professional support, they are not getting, and because of this the importance of action research is minimizing. उसको महत्त्व चाहिँ घटिरहेछ के. So weak incentive system, weak professional support, lack of research skills also. Majority of the teachers, they lack research skills, like what kind of language to be used, what kind of sentences, what kind of patterns we use while writing research proposal, research report. This research skill no हुँदाखेरि पनि they confuse and they do not carry out, they do not prepare report. So lack of academic language and style. So academic field, but majority of the language teachers are aware of what academic language. So this also creates problem. Unsupportive school environment. If we see the real scenario of schools, what is there is, if one teacher tries to do something better, something new things, or tries to innovate something, and there will be a kind of backbiting, negative comments like हेरौँ न कति दिनको, let's wait and see कति दिन रहेछ यस्तो तामझामको activity भन्ने, this kind of backbiting and discouragement they will get. So this kind of unsupportive school culture is also what affecting carrying out action research. So school culture le पनि determine गर्छ to carry out action research. Teacher might need some kind of materials, केही सामग्री चाहिन सक्छ हैन. So encouragement may be necessary, motivation may be necessary, some kind of incentive system may be necessary, so professional support may be necessary. So if these parts are lacking, then what happens? These directly negatively affect in the process of carrying out action research. यति कुराहरु चाहिँ why teachers are not carrying out, what are the reasons behind not carrying out action research in the classroom? Action research very good, because if we carry out, it improves the classroom situation. It addresses it supports to address the classroom immediate problems, and there will be teaching and learning environment. Teacher introduces change and innovation in ELT. Teacher brings improvement in teaching and learning process. Teacher enhances his or her professionalism. We understand this. This is good part. Action research is good, very good. We have to do, but in reality, what is the fact is what teachers are not carrying out this. भकै छैन. किन भएको छैन भन्दाखेरि कारण चाहिँ poor conceptual clarity हुन सक्छ हैन, वर्कलोड को कारणले हुन सक्छ. 6-7 पिरियड पढाउनु पर्छ दिनमा, 6-7 पिरियड पढाइसकेपछि नयाँ तरिकाले पढाउने, नयाँ तरिकाले चाहिँ रिफ्लेक्सन गर्ने, युज गर्ने, then this kind of attempt will be minimized. किनकि we पाठ पढाउने सक्ने हिँड्ने टाइपको हुन सक्छ हैन. एक्स्ट्रा टास्क हो यो प्रिपेयरिङ रिपोर्ट भनेको, पढायो हैन, हाम्रो 6 पिरियड त छँदैछ, 5 पिरियड छँदैछ, then after that हामीले के गर्नुपर्छ, फेरि रिपोर्टको लागि छुट्टै टाइम म्यानेज गर्नुपर्छ. बिकज अफ दिस this is extra tasks, extra load, workload, and disconnect between teaching and learning. Teaching and researching ma disconnect भयो. Then weak incentive system, प्रोत्साहन एकदमै कमजोर प्रोत्साहन प्रणाली छ हामीसँग हैन. उस अलिकति मोटिभेसन गर्ने, अलिकति इन्करेज गर्ने, इन्स्पायर गर्ने कल्चर छैन हामीसँग. प्रोफेसनल सपोर्ट पनि, पेशागत सहायता उनीहरूले पनि पाउँदैनन्. सो देयर शुड बी एक्सपर्ट There should be what you know um, professional support for the teachers, on-site professional support. स्कुलमै गएर क्लासरुममै गएर सपोर्ट गर्ने प्रचलन, this kind of culture we should have, but we don't have in reality. A lack of research skills, lack of knowledge of academic language and style, and unsupportive school culture. विद्यालयको संस्कार पनि त्यति उ छैन, like reading, reviewing, reflecting, researching, resume चाहिँ culture भनौँ न. Okay, so reading, नियमित पढिरहने के, continuously reading, reviewing, reflecting, researching culture is very poor in schools of Nepal. I mean, त्यति धेरै गर्दैन. One of the major reasons of this kind of scenario is unsupportive school climate or culture. हाम्रो स्कुलको वातावरण नै के छ, सपोर्टिभ छैन हैन. Because of this also teachers they do not carry out action research as it should be, जति हुनुपर्ने हुँदैन. So this is about action research हैन. Why they do not carry out action research reason? What are the steps of what are the steps we follow while carrying out action research? This power PAOR, plan, act, observe, reflect. Then what are the objectives of objective is just to know, desire to know more, अझै बढी जान्ने, अझै बढी सिक्ने इच्छाले नै ड्राइभ गर्छ. And what is भन्दाखेरि teacher initiated small scale investigation, self reflective inquiry, immediate classroom problems, issues, concern, questions मा action research हुन्छ. Amar, you are raising your hand. Wait just a minute. I'll finish this and you'll get chance to speak. Then report writing, यो कुरा गरौँ अनि म तपाईलाई practical session मा लान्छु. So report writing, when we conduct action research, then of course occasionally some sample reports we have to produce. Sample report कुनै कुनै सबैको report बनाइदैन, कुनै तपाईको to submit in training institution or in other institution you have to prepare report. तपाईको कासोमा भर्दाखेरि छ नि त्यो performance appraisal, when you submit forms in your performance appraisal, so you have to submit one action research report. That is compulsory. त्यो compulsory part मा छ. For that also we have to prepare report. And how do we prepare report means preparing report is what last research activity. अन्तिममा गर्ने हो यो. Last step in the research activity is what? The last step in the research activity is writing research report. Writing report is the last and for many the most difficult steps of research process. So this report should reflect, report should consist of the real things what we did in the research process. Report writing is technical knowledge area domain हैन, यो technical part हो. A highly specialized knowledge is required to write a smart report. Just like हाम्रो lower order thinking skills, higher order thinking skills we need to display. Like lower order thinking skills means our language should be what? Correct. Grammar should be right. Having a range of academic words, a range of ACADEMS academic words. Then punctuating meaningfully. Sentences should be punctuated meaningfully. Spelling should be written accurately. Using a range of sentence structures, a range of academic words. Grammar should be right. These things the inner भनेको फेरि त्यो inner चाहिँ lower order thinking skills हो. यो mechanics हरू like capitalization, punctuation, then these we say lower level skills अब higher level skills मा चाहिँ analyzing, drawing inferences, summarizing, synthesizing, reflecting, reviewing, making connection, critical thinking, problem solving, maintaining coherence and cohesion in the report, knowledge of academic language, making conclusion. This kind of knowledge we have to show in our report. Report मा यस्तो देखिनु पर्यो के. Then this is what highly specialized knowledge area भनेको त्यही भएर lower order thinking skills. Grammar should be right, having a range of academic words, vocabulary, punctuating sentences meaningfully, accurately. Spelling should be accurate. a range of sentence structures we use, and we analyze, we draw inferences, we summarize, we synthesize, we reflect, review, we make connection with different sentences also, context also. We critically review, we critically think, we try to solve the problem, we maintain the cohesion and coherence part in the report, we use academic language, and we make conclusion also. So these are higher order thinking. So preparing a report or writing report is what of highly specialized knowledge area, requires lower level and higher order thinking skills. And के हुन्छ त रिपोर्टमा के कुरालाई इन्कर्पोरेट गर्नुपर्छ त भन्दाखेरि there are some basic areas that we have to highlight or focus or incorporate while preparing report. Like what was the problem or issue, के issue चाहिँ के थियो, त्यो एउटा चाहिँ चाहियो एउटा पार्ट. अर्को पार्ट चाहिँ के गरियो, what steps were taken, पहिला के गर्यो त्यसपछि के गर्यो, त्यसपछि के गर्यो भन्ने झल्किन पर्यो. एन्ड डिस्कभरिज मेड, के चाहिँ निकालियो त निष्कर्षमा, के आयो, डिस्कभर्ड के भयो त्यो देखिन पर्यो. एन्ड लेसन लर्न, सिकाइ के भयो त, सिकाइ के भयो, लेसन लर्नको कुरा चाहिँ आउन पर्यो रिपोर्टमा. एन्ड वाट कन्क्लुजन, यो फाइनल थट, अन्तिम थट के हो यसको बारेमा. सो फाइनल थट यु हेभ टु मेन्सन. यति कुरा चाहिँ रिपोर्टमा आउनु पर्यो. वाट वाज द प्रब्लम, के थियो समस्या, इस्यु के थियो, what steps were taken, चरणहरु के अवलम्बन गरियो, and what discoveries were made, के चाहिँ फाइन्डिङमा आयो, and what lesson is learned, के सिकाइ भयो, and your final thought, final opinion के हो, विचार के हो, thought opinion हैन. यति कुरा झल्कन पर्यो रिपोर्टमा. OPINION, opinion, final thought, final opinion. Now when we prepare a report, this kind of format we can we can follow. And context हुन पर्यो, context आउँछ, छोटो introduction लेख्न पर्यो, प्रब्लम के हो उल्लेख गर्न पर्यो, steps taken, चरणहरु अवलम्बन गरेको के हो, plan, act, observe, reflect, we can say. Discoveries made, के आयो सिकाइ भन्दाखेरि नयाँ नयाँ एक्टिभिटीहरु युज गर्नुपर्ने रहेछ हैन. New activities, new text, new materials हैन, we can use. Lesson learned means we have to create variety, we have to motivate, के गर्नुपर्ने हो त्यो कुरा चाहिँ आउनु पर्यो. नेक्स्ट स्टेप अब के गर्न सकिन्छ भन्ने कुरा, इफ पोसिबल कन्क्लुजन शुड बी देयर. यसरी चाहिँ गर्न सकिन्छ. अब म यो आई क्लोज इट एन्ड आई वान्ट टु चेक योर chat box also. Okay, sample, yes. अब म देखाउँछु. Can we get sample research over any topic you have said this? Okay. Writing report, synthesizing means strategic framework that help the application of research finding. Sample of power. How to carry out those issues? Bunny. Question revise once again. Okay. Now, now let's check यो क्वेशन में फेरि एकचोटी. क्वेशन नंबर 2, यो कंटेंट knowledge में describe the various steps of action research. PAO, we talk PAO, planning, plan, act, observe and reflect in the context of language teaching. Language teaching भनेको so teacher friendly steps खोजेको के, teacher friendly, not university model. University मा एमएड मा गर्ने मोडल खोजे होइन यहाँ. यो कुरा बुझौं कि when we are concerned with the teaching field, so you forget the university model of action research. त्यहाँको मोडल हैन, simple, easy to carry out in course of teaching and learning, teacher friendly model, just few things they do, but what is that is research. त्यो research हो गर्छ तर simple हुनु पर्यो, short हुनु पर्यो, easy हुनु पर्यो हैन. त्यही भएर यहाँ teaching and learning जोड दिएको छ. In the context of language teaching, just we plan, we identify the issue, plan the activity and act or implement the plan la implement गर्नु पर्यो. Observe the behavior of students हैन, बच्चाको चाहिँ एक्टिभिटी अब्जर्भ गर के छ. स्पिकिङ मा सहभागी नभएको हो भने अहिले यसो बोल्न खोजे जस्तो गर्छ गर्दैन. You observe their activities and you reflect. Finally you ask question yourself, it's okay, Are the students taking part? If answer is yes, action research finished. If question is no, again you have to replan. फेरि तपाईं replanning मा जानुपर्छ. So and describe one of the issues that can be researched. अब issue चाहियो action research को. Issue भन्ला, problem भन्ला, topic भन्ला, concern भन्ला, question भन्ला. So same thing, okay? Can be researched applying this sort of research design in the context of language teaching. अब यसको answer here है त. Now one book, wait, just I will suggest you. एउटा किताब चाहिँ म तपाईहरुलाई सजेस्ट गर्छु, but just wait just a minute. Now see, यो किताबबाट धेरै आइडिया आउँछ तपाईहरुलाई. This is what Jacques Richards, Thomas Farrell, Richardson Farrell, 2005. Professional Development of Language Teachers, Strategies for Teacher Learning. So this is very useful book. अब तपाईसँग धेरै समय त छैन, but I have borrowed ideas from this book in my book also, in my presentation also. I have mentioned, then I have used ideas from here. Professional Development for Language Teachers, Strategies. Farrell. Now यहाँ हेर्नुस् त, यिनीहरु strategy हो. Workshop, self-monitoring, teacher support group, keeping teaching journal, peer observation, teaching portfolio, analyzing critical incidents, case analysis, case study, peer coaching, team teaching, action research. These are what 11 strategies given here. These are few to mention. These are few. There are others in strategies also we can use. Workshop, training, conference, seminar. Then we can see reading professional publication, networking, paper presentation, writing, creating blogs, and uploading professional articles regularly. So sharing, collaboration, mentoring, coaching. There are many ways of supporting teachers' professional development. अब हामीले एक्सन रिसर्च मात्र हेर्छौं, पेज नम्बर 171. yes 160 171. this is very यो एक्सन रिसर्च पार्ट मात्र हेर्दै पनि हुन्छ यसको. this is action research. यहाँ सुरुमै भन्यो nature of action research. Action research refers to teacher conducted classroom research that seeks to clarify and resolve or solve practical teaching issues and problems. यति definition तपाईं यहाँबाट सुरु गरे पनि भयो. Action research refers to teacher conducted classroom research that seeks to clarify or that seeks to identify, पहिचान गर्न, to clarify, to solve the practical teaching issues and problems in the classroom. So that term action research you तपाईं पढ्नु होला. अरु just purpose and benefits of action research given here. मैले तपाईलाई देखाउन खोजेको छ अहिले. Procedures. So this is the procedures used for conducting action research. Action research conduct गर्दाखेरि कस्तो कस्तो स्टेप अवलम्बन गरिन्छ त? Procedures भन्ला, steps भन्ला, the same thing. So action research consists of a number of phases, a number of steps, which often reoccur in cycle. Reoccur means spiral. Recursive भनेको. Reoccur means आइरहन्छ, घुमिरहन्छ. Recur in cycles, चक्रमा घुमिरहन्छ. Like planning, plan हुन्छ, action हुन्छ, observe हुन्छ, reflect हुन्छ. यो चारवटा mainly हामीले यो चारवटा हेर्छौं. Plan, act, observe and reflect, So plan, act, observe and reflect चारवटा हुन्छ. तर यहाँ अब यो चारवटाको सन्दर्भमा यहाँ चाहिँ डिटेलमा दिएको छ. स्टेप्सहरु like selects an issue or concern to examine in more detail. यो चाहिँ पहिलो स्टेप चाहिँ यो लेख्दै पनि हुन्छ तपाईले. Select an issue or concern or question, problem to examine in more detail. हामीले अघि भन्यौ नि, to desire to know more. Why do we carry out action research? We carry out action research because we have desire to know more, to know in more detail. we carry out. So first step is this. Second step is what? Select a suitable procedure for collecting information about the issue. अब क्लासलाई भिडियो रेकर्ड गरेर हुन्छ कि क्लासको चाहिँ फोटोग्राफ लिएर हुन्छ कि हैन के गरेर हुन्छ अब त्यो क्लासको एक्टिभिटीको चाहिँ इन्फर्मेसन कलेक्सन गर्नु पर्यो. विदाउट इन्फर्मेसन we cannot analyze and we cannot conclude and come to the conclusion. So information is necessary. Problem is identified. Then certain research technique we have to, research tool we have to select, like might be video recording, or might be taking photographs, or might be asking questions. That is research tool. Third step, collect the information, analyze it, and decide what changes might be necessary in his or her teaching. अब आइसकेपछि अब इन्फर्मेसन कलेक्ट गर्नु पर्यो, त्यसलाई एनालाइज गर्नु पर्यो, र अब के गर्ने मैले, what are the further steps, what are the different interventions or different techniques we use to improve the situation. अब प्लानिङ तिर जान्छ. डेभलप एन एक्सन प्लान टु हेल्प ब्रिङ अबाउट डिजायर्ड चेन्ज. खोजेको परिवर्तन के हो इन क्लासरुम बिहेभियर, हैन. वी प्लान, प्लानिङ हुन्छ फोर्थ स्टेपमा. एन्ड फिफ्थमा अब्जर्भ द इफेक्ट्स अफ द प्लान अन टिचिङ बिहेभियर, हेर्न पर्यो. एन्ड सिक्समा हुन्छ इनिसिएट अ सेकेन्ड एक्सन साइकल इफ नेसेसरी. इफ नेसेसरी भनेको यहाँ if you are not satisfied, if the situation is not solved, then you have to go in the second you have to go in the second cycle, then you have to replan. So यति कुरा लेख्दै पनि हुन्छ. What steps do you follow भन्यो भने यो 5 वटा. Select an issue, select suitable research tools, यसलाई छोटाउँदाखेरि select suitable research tool to collect information, and then collect information, analyze and decide what further steps we have to use. Develop action plan, observe it. अब यहाँ एक्ट को मिसिङ मारे चाहिँ, and develop action plan भनेपछि अब यहाँ implement plan according to the implement the plan, observe the behavior, reflect and initiate if necessary. यति कुरा पनि स्टेप्समा लेखिदिन सकिन्छ. इन सेन्टेन्स को फर्ममा पनि लेख्न सकिन्छ. These are what steps. एन्ड अर्को स्टेप्स दिएको छ, यो पनि गर्न सकिन्छ भनेर धेरै स्टेपहरू दिएको हुन्छ. जस्तै एक्सप्लोरिङ, फाइन्डिङ एन इस्यु टु इन्भेस्टिगेट, आइडेन्टिफाइङ, प्लानिङ, कलेक्टिङ डेटा, एनालाइजिङ or reflecting, hypothesizing, intervening, observing, reporting, writing, presenting. Sharing सम्म जान्छ. यो फाइन्डिङ को शेयरिङ सँग, रिसर्च फाइन्डिङ को शेयरिङ और प्रेजेन्टेसन सम्म गएको छ. यहाँ चाहिँ हैन, यहाँ 11 वटा छ जस्तो लाग्छ. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 steps are given here. यसरी दिएको हुन्छ. They are also useful, but in the teaching and learning process in the classroom, in school education, we just follow what 4 steps. This यो 4 steps लाने हो. We plan, we act, we observe, we reflect. This of issue हेरौँ. तपाईले what are the topics, possible topics भन्नुभएको छ. So topics are here. ठ्याक्कै यही टपिकलाई लेखिदिँदा हुन्छ. Now issues, select an issue भने चाहिँ हैन. इस्युमा जाउँ. अब कस्तो इस्यु हुन सक्छ? Action research begins with a concern a teacher has about his or her classes, or with an issue the teacher would like to explore more, want to know more, and learn more about. The following are examples of issues. The following are examples of issues that could be the focus of action research. यही सोधिरहेको छ तपाईलाई. यति कुरा बुझ्नु पर्यो. Now, for example, some of the students in my speaking class never seem to take part in speaking activity. This is your issue. Some of my students in my speaking class never seem to take part in speaking activity. Second issue, no matter how many times I correct certain errors in my students' writing, they seem to continue making them. Continue गरिरहेको हुन्छ के त्यो error correct गर्दै छु तर के हुन्छ? Repeating. Third, I would like to change the way I do group work. It doesn't seem to be very effective in my class. Group work लाई चाहिँ उले नयाँ तरिकाले चेन्ज गर्नु पर्यो. ग्रुप वर्क त्यति इफेक्टिभ भएन. I would like to know more about how I correct students' oral errors, whether my correction strategies are effective or not. Oral error correction technique मा इम्प्रुभ गर्न चाहन्छु भने. These are what sample. I would like to try out some collaborative learning techniques with my students. These are what some issues of action research in English class. we can exemplify these issues, होइन. Then again we have to make it very specific. The more specific we make the issue or research question, the more it will be easy to carry out, होइन. स्पेसिफिक बनाउनको लागि चाहिँ यहाँ फेरि यसले भन्छ, ल हेर्नुस् यहाँ. Once an issue or question has been identified, it needs to be made more specific in order for it to become part of action research project. This involves turning it into a more specific question. एकदम विशिष्ट सानो चटक्क सजिलो बनाउनु पर्यो. Some such a question will usually focus on more aspect of teaching learner behavior, the use of materials. For example, the issue just identified could be turned into the following more specific questions. Like, some of the students in my speaking class never seem to take part in speaking activity. You चाहिँ issue भयो भने, now more specific question, what kind of speaking activities involve all of the class in speaking? This is the question you ask yourself. आफैलाई सोध्ने प्रश्न चाहिँ यो हो. What are the speaking activities that help to involve all of the class in speaking class? What change in error correction strategy might improve the accuracy of students' writing? You are asking question yourself. यो कुरा चाहिँ योबाट रिचार्ड्स को किताबबाट यो एक्सन रिसर्च को मात्रै 4-5 पेज छ. यसलाई यसो हेर्दिँदाखेरि राम्रै हुन्छ होला, हैन. यहाँ एक्सप्लेनेसन छ अझ यो इश्यूहरुको. लाइक कलेक्ट इन्फर्मेसन अबाउट, अब इश्यू आइडेन्टिफाई हो, इश्यू स्पेसिफाई पनि गरियो. अब we have to collect information. Like, what kinds of speaking activities involve all of the class in speaking. Like, in order to investigate this question, it would be necessary to determine what speaking activities you currently use. तपाईं अहिले गरेको एक्टिभिटी के हो र अब नयाँ कसरी गर्ने भन्ने प्लानिङ गर्नु पर्यो के. And the types of interaction and language you use they generate. Lessons could be audio taped. हो यो चाहिँ के हो, यो चाहिँ information collection tool हो. We can audio tape, we can record, or video taped. भिडियो लिन सकिन्छ, अडियो लिन सकिन्छ, हैन, to provide this information. यसले चाहिँ यसले दिएको छ. Now please, I will send this book and please you consult only the action research part. अरु पार्ट चाहिँ secondary level कोले चाहिँ unit 8 को लागि तयारी गर्न सक्यो यो किताबबाट. And for the lower secondary action research part, and you please consult it. So यसको लागि sample तपाईलाई हेर्नै मन लाग्यो अझै भने, just few samples of action research I have uploaded in my portfolio. My portfolio Shrestha.raju.com मा चाहिँ action research को रिपोर्टहरु छ, हैन. But sample, not so excellent reports, but sample reports are there. Like just I want to show you. यहाँबाट तपाईले सर्ट तान्न पनि सक्नुहुन्छ. Like this is my personal portfolio. यो मेरो एउटा वेबसाइट भनौं, a kind of portfolio छ मेरो. Then when you go to the presentation, there are books, articles and research paper. When you click to the articles, article click गर्नुभयो भने this page will open, and here just you scroll down. So scroll down गर्नुभयो भने यहाँ मेरो आर्टिकलहरु छ, हैन. Then action research, where is action research? Action research is not here. Now research मा छ के, research मा जाऊ. In research paper, yes, here. यहाँ छन् केही action research का. Action research improving students speaking skill, action research ways of improving writing skills, disruptive behavior of students in ELT. मेरो यो IMET को thesis हो. Action research, search for better training strategies. When I was in training center, I conducted one action research to improve my training strategies. So this sample, for example, एउटा उदाहरणको लागि हेरौं, यो writing हेरौं. Just you click to the view PDF and it will be opened and you can download it. यो चाहिँ ways of improving students writing, English writing proficiency. When I was in training center Tanau, at that time I conducted this. Just यो सबै लेख्न पर्दैन, थोरै यहाँ त मैले धेरै लेखेको छु introduction, थोरै introduction, हैन. So about research and action research I have written here. And main part is what? Main part is this planning. Planning कसरी गर्ने भन्दा यसरी गर्न पर्यो planning. So what to do, के गर्ने, why to do किन गर्ने, how to do process we mentioned, when to do time duration we mentioned here in the plan. For example, making students aware of the full well-formed structures, that is subject verb agreement. बच्चाहरुलाई यो subject verb agreement को pattern नबुझाउँदाखेरि पनि, so they are making what errors in writing. So intervention or action or act. According to my plan, I tried to use new strategy. For example, at the beginning, I wrote some sentences on the board and asked them to check whether those sentences were grammatically correct or not. So this is the implementation. And observation part is here. From this kind of teaching, what I found is that all the students were curious to listen to my voice. To listen to my voice. They also tried to write the answers of my question as I instructed them. However, they could not write grammatical correct sentences. They wrote like this. Just my question your real research classroom how does an unpatriotic person die? Question answer person die unpatriotic doubly dying. This kind of answer they gave. So this is not grammatically correct. So possible correct answer is what? An unpatriotic person dies 2 times. अर्को क्वेशन थियो, what do you mean by doubly dying भन्दाखेरि उसको आन्सर के बच्चाको आन्सर थियो doubly dying 2 times dying. 2 भनेको TO2 लेख्यो, TW2 लेख्ने ठाउँमा TO2 लेख्यो. So this kind of writing problems students have. Then to improve this, my attempt was subject verb agreement को बारेमा बताउने पहिलो चाहिँ. And those अझै राम्रो भएन भनेपछि I went in replanning stage, second cycle मा गएर अर्को के गरे भने making students aware about how to initiate the answers of the text related question. Answer चाहिँ त्यही क्वेशन बाटै दिने हो के. क्वेशनमा हुन्छ जस्तै भनौं what are the steps of carrying out action research भन्यो भने त्यही क्वेशनबाट राख्नु पर्यो के, the steps of carrying out action research भनेर के. So starting should be from the question. Here what to do, making students aware about how to initiate the answers of text related questions and why, in order to make their writing grammatically correct as well as readable answer. How? Through modeling and explaining. Time duration, this you mentioned. And intervention. Intervention यसरी गर्दाखेरि बच्चालाई यसरी पनि सिकाइयो. What does the poet want the readers to do? What does means what does यहाँ does भन्दाखेरि भर्बमा के हुनु पर्यो? Yes थप्नु पर्यो, सिंगुलर बनाउनु पर्यो. This is subject अगाडि ल्याउनु पर्यो आन्सर दिँदाखेरि. यसरी पनि so I try to improve their writing skill. So like this, finally conclusion is here and reference also, because this is report writing. A reference. So in this way you can just get some few ideas from this. मैले यसको लिंक राख्दिन्छु, तपाईलाई हेर्न मलाई हेर्नुस् न, अथवा मैले PDF मा पठाइदिउँला. Link, just you check. This is the link. Now about this पछि अब I see your questions. अब question मा के छ तपाईहरुले लेख्नुस् त chat box मा. Possible topics or issues also we discussed. Steps also we discussed. Objectives also we discussed. What part, defining part, context parts also we discussed. Report part also we discussed. Now your questions. तपाईलाई कहाँनिर कन्फ्युज अथवा जान्न मन लाग्यो, please write in the chat box. Yes, so in this way we conclude today. आजलाई conclude गरौँ त 7 o'clock भइसकेछ. Okay, tomorrow we finish this unit also. Action research and other research. Action research, especially teacher conducts, teacher conducts for the purpose of improving the teaching learning process in the classroom. The objective is to improve, not to prove, improve situation. But other research, like survey research, might be other experimental research and case study research. We can do for the different purposes. Case study, just to investigate in detail about the different cases, typical cases, to improve the classroom teaching and learning, to see the individual cases, problems. Problem we suggest. एक्सटर्नल रिसर्चमा सजेसन हुँदैन, इम्प्रुभमेन्टमा इन्डिङ हुन्छ, बट इन अदर रिसर्च देन विल बी इन्डिङ इन सजेसनमा इन्डिङ हुन्छ अदर रिसर्चहरू. सो इन दिस वे यु क्यान डु. सो टुमोरो इफ एनी प्रब्लम स्टिल यु हेभ प्लिज वी क्यान कन्टिन्यू फ्रम देयर है. थ्याङ्क यू. You are saying which one is not available in market? Mitranal, you are asking. Proposal of action research, no worry. त्यतातिर ध्यानै नजानुस्. प्रपोजलको कुरै नगर्नुस्. This is not university level. We are discussing about teaching and learning. Proposal writing तिर नजाऊ. यो युनिभर्सिटीमा proposal लेख्ने, thesis लेख्ने. So in this case, so leave that. Okay, thank you. Bye, see you.